What is torque, right? Well, torque is the measure of force. But what kind of force? It's a pulling force. That's what torque really is. Last time I came here with my MSP Torque, I was able to ride up this hill quite fast with a lot of acceleration in a short space of time. And when I got to a certain point, I was actually able to hop and land. So here's the 16X, beautiful wheel. I'm still getting used to it. I'm not used to this wheel yet. It's basically lacking grip. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. All right, so I'm back at my new track. Over there are the woods I absolutely hate, the branches and stuff. Anyway, it's not a really steep hill, but it's pretty steep if you're considering speed. If you're considering going up a certain hill at a certain speed, this is quite a good hill. Look at it. It's short, but it's very steep at the very last point. And that's what I like about it. So last time I came here with my MSP Torque, I was able to ride up this hill quite fast with a lot of acceleration in a short space of time. And when I got to a certain point, I was actually able to hop, all right? I was literally able to jump and land. That was a beautiful feat, something great to accomplish with such power. Not all wheels can do this. Number one, weight is important. With my gear, I weigh around 210. So I'm gonna be taking my bag off, so that's like what? Maybe an extra 8 pounds, so maybe 202 pounds. But the point is, let me see if I can give you a good perspective here. But this is a pretty steep mound, pretty steep hill to try to accomplish this feat. Now, why am I doing this? But why am I doing this? Well, I'm trying to compare the 16X with its 16-inch by 3-inch diameter wheel and its 2200 watt motor versus a 2500 watt motor MSP Torque to see if I'm capable of accomplishing the same feat. So here's the 16X, beautiful wheel. I'm still getting used to it. Although I've had it for a long time, I've never really driven it except once just to see how it, performs. But it's a very nice wheel, to be honest. Very well built. So once again, the specs. You would say, oh, the MSP has 2500 watt motor. You can't compare the two. Well, I kind of can, because this has a 16-inch, the MSP has an 18-inch. So this having a smaller wheel diameter, should allow for more acceleration, more pickup, more torque. Because you've always heard that, the smaller size tire always has more acceleration. And that is true up to a point. 1554 watt hours, a little bit heavier battery on the MSP side. So let's see. What is torque, right? Well, torque is the measure of force. But what kind of force? It's a pulling force. That's what torque really is. A horse is very fast, a lot of acceleration, but a donkey, although it's very slow, has a lot of torque. A horse would be the Sherman. But we're gonna see which one is the best ass. Which one, the Torque MSP or the 16X? And my assumption on this, and let me know what you guys think. Which one do you think will be able to do this with ease? I honestly think it doesn't matter because I think the smaller diameter, the 16-inch tire compared to the 18-inch balances it out. It's a 2200 watt motor. This one's only like 300 watts more. I don't think it makes a huge difference. And that mound is not that huge. So by the definition of torque, pulling force, my guess is this, both wheels will be able to accomplish this quite well. Now, one thing I am afraid of is that 16X cutting out on me. Yesterday I took it on a hill and it didn't cut out. Instead, what it did, it just kept grinding into the dirt and letting me know, listen, I have tons of power, I just don't have the grip right now. So that was very encouraging, which is why a lot of people opt in for the knobby tire. The delivery of power to the ground will make up for that lack of grip. What I did was I did reduce the tire pressure a little bit, which will kind of simulate traction that you usually would get from a better tire, like a knobby tire. Okay, I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna ride as fast as I can, and at the very top, just hop the wheel and keep going. That is the whole goal. Let's do this. That was fantastic. I felt no let up whatsoever. If I were to be very picky, I would say the Torque, MSP Torque has a little bit more power, but it's so negligent, it doesn't even matter. I pushed hard, and to be fair, I put this one in hard mode too, because I usually ride in medium mode with this, but hard mode, if you need all the power, hard mode is where it's at. Oh my gosh. Hard mode plus the great pads plus your pedal angle tilt. Oh, it felt great. Now I'm gonna do one more thing, and that is I'm gonna come back down. I'm gonna see if I could go a good amount of speed, but then jam on the brakes to see if I could just stop. Oh, that was great. This is why you wear these. Man, I have never fallen so much in my life doing off-roading. Holy smokes. I can't count the number of times I've fallen on the streets. Like maybe 5. And when I say fall, I mean like at speed, doing real crazy stuff. Maybe once or twice, but little stuff like clipping the pedal, I've fallen many times. But this, you could be having fun and then out of nowhere you fall, but it's not even a major fall with impact. It's just the way you fall with, you know, the hills and the branches, and it's just unexpected. Man, these are a necessity for off-roading. Necessity. Holy smokes. Anyway, what you see here is it's basically lacking grip. There's a lack of grip on here, and this is why it slid. It didn't cut out on me, as you can see right here. All it did was slide. Now, it rained yesterday, so I attribute what just happened to the rain. But as you can see, it started stopping here, and then it just slid. It started here and it slid all the way here, even here, and the pedals gripped right here. But it has good brakes. It has really good brakes. This motor is pretty strong. But what I was also trying to demonstrate is that we can deliver the amount of power that the motor generates to the earth, to the ground, properly. And it tried. It really tried. But I'm impressed with the hill climb and the jump, and I'm actually impressed with the braking. Wow, so cool. Pulse width modulation, man, that's what we need. When you're holding brakes, they need to have like so pulse width modulation, it's like the equivalent of anti-lock braking system. So the anti-lock braking system, the way it works is the brakes literally, you know, the calipers, they go in and out. They don't just grab onto the rotors. That would cause a lockup, and that would cause you to skid, right? But it closes, open, open, close, close, open, close, really fast. And that's pulse width modulation technically, because what you're doing is you're sending a signal, dropping the signal, sending a signal, dropping the signal. And imagine if this thing was so smart that it knew we were braking. So, you know, I used to joke around and say we're only one wheel. We're not four wheels or two wheels like bicycles, I mean motorcycles or cars. So we really can't have anti-lock braking system. But what we can possibly have is pulse width modulation. It would be amazing if this thing was so smart that it knew, wait, he's riding at a linear rate. What happens here? He's braking because more current is being requested opposite to the direction he's going. Pulse width! This would be the equivalent of anti-lock braking system. That would be sick, because now when you're going down, instead of it just trying to stop or spin backwards, which is what this tried to do, which causes a slip, the pulse width modulation signal would go to the motor and go boop, 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 boop. That would in a way account for this slip right there and prevent you from slipping. I don't know, this off-roading thing is different than the road, man. There's so much to learn off-roading, so much to learn. The street is one-dimensional. Let's get the MSP. All right, guys, so now I'm here with the beast, the wheel that just feels right no matter what. Don't get me wrong, I like the 16X. I can't say I love it, but I do like it. Oh, I'm missing a pad. I just realized that. No wonder it felt so weird earlier. One of the pads came off. Well, it's a small thing. It's an extra layer that I had right here, but it came off. I'll have to go back and fix that. Gotway just feels right, guys. It just feels right. Let's get some of that rightness up that hill. Get it done. Let's do this, MSP. What you got? What you got? Yes, I am highly confident that I have no issues. Let's do this. Of it, the MSP Torque has a better power delivery to the earth than the 16X. It really does. I tried grabbing it backwards as hard as I did the 16X, but I didn't feel any slippage whatsoever. Now, let's be fair. It could be that this tire, as smooth as it is better than the 16X tire. Either way, they're very similar to each other. But I don't know, it could be the tire. But I definitely don't feel lack of power by any means on the MSP. The 16X, like I said, if I were to be very picky, you felt it a little bit. And this could be attributed to the fact that, you know, it's an 84 volt motor or wheel. This is 100 volt. Guys who know better than me, please explain this, because I felt no problem holding brakes going down with the speed that I was going. No problem, like no issues, like no type of doubt whatsoever that this will be able to handle it. Whereas the 16X, like again, it might be the tire, but you could feel it a little give, like a tiny give, and then eventually it just gives out. It doesn't cut out, it just, you know, skids out. That's motor control. You know what I'm saying? Motor control. That's something you learn in electronics. So that has a lot to do with power. This has way more power. It's 100 volt. I would imagine that the 84 volt would perform the exact same way. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I believe the Tesla, not that I have it to play with anymore, because I took it apart. I assume the Tesla would perform better than the 16X because of the 16-inch tire, and it's just all around proportional, whereas, you know, the 16X is not. Anyway, guys, this was fascinating. Let's chat while we go back.